Hello and welcome to Chaotic Crochet Chatter. My name is Jenny. I am a visually impaired crocheter based in North Yorkshire in the UK, where I live with my husband and our son and our cat. And this is my little corner of the internet where I will tell you all about what I've been making lately, what I am planning to make next, and a few other little bits about my life. So make sure that you are comfortable, that you've got a drink if you want one, a snack, who doesn't? And let's begin. Oh, hello, how are you? It is Wednesday, the 24th of April. It's about 3:15 in the afternoon, I think. That's what the clock says, anyway. Oh, it's been a day. I'm feeling a bit on edge and a bit unprepared, even though I've got my notes and I've been thinking about this all day, so bear with me. I'm going to go for chatter first today, I think, so if you're not interested in the chatter, you can use the chapters either in the description or along the progress bar of the video to skip ahead to whatever you might be interested in. It's might end up being slightly shorter today, I don't know. I always say this at the beginning and then I don't know. It'll depend how long I chat for, won't it? But I've got nothing to tell you in terms of the on my radar section and the acquisitions section. I have no new yarn, it's weird. So that's two sections that I just won't be doing today because I've got nothing to say. Yeah, it's been a weird old day. Kelvin's away for work today. He's gone down to London on the train. He'll be back this evening. But yes, that means that obviously I had to do the school run this morning, which is fine. I had forgotten / had only really been vaguely aware that there's some roadworks being done along not our actual street, but the road that our street is off, if that makes sense, along the bus route anyway, which means that the bus is being redirected. It's not coming along that road at the moment, which I did not realise. And so Ned and I went out and waited at the bus stop just before 8:30 this morning. And the bus, we have an app where I can track where the bus is, how close it is, and it was getting closer and closer, and then it was at the stop around the corner, and then all of a sudden it was going the other way. Like, oh no. And there wasn't anyone who could come and get him and drive him to school for me, so we had to wait for the next bus, and he was late to school this morning, which I think is the first time he's ever been late to school without having had like a hospital appointment or something. Just, so annoyed. And then I decided to get the bus back because I've not been well, basically, and I'm still recovering. But the next bus that was due didn't come. And so I ended up waiting 35 minutes, which was really boring, especially because my phone decided to not have an internet connection. So I had no idea where the bus was. Couldn't listen to a podcast or anything, just stood by the side of the road, waiting. So yeah, the day didn't start well, but it's been going okay since. I have finished off a couple of projects this morning, which I will obviously show you in a bit. Our architect has been round because the planning permission for our little renovation project has gone through, so he's come and done all the like official measuring up and stuff so that we can get the building regulations quote done. More money, yay. Yeah, we've all been very ill. I think the last time I spoke to you, Kelvin was about to go to Portugal for a few days. he brought back a horrible viral coldy flu-y thing with him. As far as we know, it's not COVID, but and he was really ill for a few days, and then just as he was getting better, I caught it, and we're both still, it's just lingering and lingering. I thought I was doing loads better, and then the past couple of days I've gone downhill again, so please bear with me. I will do my best to edit out all of the inevitable coughing and spluttering that is going to happen. This will hopefully help. The past couple of times I've not been doing so well with the honey and lemon. It's not been tasting great. So today I have got tea with honey in it, just to try and help my throat a bit and ease things. And it is delicious. Which is lovely. What else was I going to tell you about? I need to slow down. Sorry. Talking far too fast. Oh, I got lots of my plans done. I was going to keep that up on my phone so I could tell you what I've got done. Bear with me. Podcast from last time. Right, I have done loads of organisation in my craft room. You can see. How well can you see? You can't really because I'm in the way. If I move this way, but no, God, I don't know. If I go like this, there we go. All of that behind me, much neater than it was. I've got my mandalas hung up and everything, so that's looking much, much better. And I have tidied over here as well, but there's still too much clutter, but it's a lot better. Finished Dotty, which I'll show you. I've put those blankets in my shop. I have added to the gallery on my website, as well as doing some other website updates, so that's all looking a bit shinier and nicer. I have not only started but finished Ned's birthday present, which is another thing I'm going to show you in a minute. I haven't officially written a plan for Kelvin's birthday present, but I've got it in my head, and I think I've saved a couple of patterns to my favourites in Etsy. I've got a few more market vendors, and I think I've just seen an email come through from someone else actually, so that's good. I have added a bunch of projects onto my Ravelry page. I need to add the most recent ones, but I shall do that after recording this, I think. And I have started and made a little bit of progress on the present for my brother, which I won't show you, just in case. I won't show you today because there's not a lot to show you. I was going to say just in case he sees it. I'm not sure how likely that is. I don't know. I'll think about for next time whether I'm going to show that on here or whether I will keep it for my Ko-fi supporters, which is another thing I was going to talk about. So, as well as moving my shop onto Ko-fi, all of this will be linked in the description. I have also just tweaked things a tiny bit, so there's now an option to become a monthly member of my Ko-fi page. You can pay whatever you want. It doesn't have to cost you very much at all if you choose to do it. The only benefit at the moment is that I am going to add more. So I'm not selling this very well, am I? I'm so rubbish at selling myself. The benefit at the moment, and there will be more coming, is that I have started recording short daily videos called my Daily Crafty Chats. I'm trying to do them every day, trying to upload them within a few minutes of recording them. Works most of the time. They are going onto YouTube, but they are being uploaded as unlisted, and what that means is that you can only find them if you've got the link, and the only way that you can get the link at the moment is by being a monthly member of my Ko-fi page. Now, I do once a week edit them together into a weekly compilation. Some bits get cut out, everything just is a bit smoother, and you get a week at a time. And that does go onto YouTube as a public video. So you can see, if you go into my channel, there's a Daily Crafty Chats playlist, and anyone can watch those weekly videos. But the short individual daily videos can only be viewed if you are a monthly member of my Ko-fi page. The benefits to that, for one, there is some exclusive content in there, some bits that you can't see anywhere else, but also it means you get to see it straight away. So if there's anything that I want feedback on, or anything where you're interested in seeing how a project develops, how quickly it develops, how many things I work on in a day, because sometimes it's none, sometimes it's 5, you will get to see that at the very least the day after that I've actually done it. So yeah, that's that. Like I said, I'm going to add more benefits. I might add tiered membership options, so you can have a bronze, silver, gold type thing. I am struggling a bit for ideas, so if there's anything that you think I should add or consider adding, then go for it. I've seen a few people via Ko-fi or Patreon, which is the other big pay for content place, is some people run like a giveaway that anyone who is a member will automatically be entered into, so I might set up something like that. But I don't really know what else to do. I don't know what else to offer. So I'm going to keep thinking, and I will be adding things. But yes, if you have any ideas, any feedback on that as an option, then please do let me know. Drop a comment here, or send me an email, or get in touch however you are able and wish to do so. That I feel like I've smashed through all that. I hope I'm not talking too quickly. Like I say, I feel a bit on edge, and I tend to go really fast when I'm on edge. What else was I going to say? I've done all that. Okay. Little kind of side note, which I'm sure, I don't know whether you'll be interested in or not. I like data. I don't know where this has come from. Hang on. I've always liked collecting and looking at data and tracking progress and statistics. I don't know, I find it weirdly interesting. At the beginning of this year, I started logging how much yarn I'm using. And how I do that is when I finish a project, I've got a notebook and I literally write down date that I finished it, project name, how much yarn I've used. Now obviously some of these, the yarn, the project started in 2023 or even earlier in a couple of cases. So it's not necessarily accurate to 2024, but it's the best I'm going to get, I think. Excuse me. Sorry, I just had to stop and cough. But I am tracking it, and I've got to the bottom of a page. And I thought, seeing as it's the bottom of a page, we're about a third of the way through the year, it was a good place to do a little summary of where I am so far. You might not find this interesting, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So far in 2024, I've used approximately, even though these sound like very specific numbers, some of it I've had to kind of do maths based on an estimate of how much yarn there was to begin with, and yeah, it's a bit up in the air, but these are the numbers I've got. 2,752 grams of yarn, so that is 2.7 kilograms of yarn, which equates to 8,244 metres, 8 kilometres, or 8,983 yards of yarn, which is a bit mad. It's been really nice to see. I mean, for one, I'm using more yarn than I think. Yes, I've got lots of Lots has come in, but it proves I am actually using my yarn. I'm getting through it. But also writing down the projects, because I am actually getting stuff done. I quite often feel like I don't actually complete many things. I know last year it felt like I hadn't completed much at all, and I will have done, but I don't know for certain because I didn't track it. I'm gonna have to get the book now. So tracking this, as of today, I have completed 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20 projects so far this year. And okay, some of them are really small, but also some of them are massive. So that's making me feel a lot better about my progress. And I know I could do more. I do waste a lot of time. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about that. Right, one more little bit of chatter. I'm going to talk now about my weight. So again, if you don't want to hear about it, I completely understand. Just skip on ahead to the next chapter, which I think will be finished projects, but we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, if you do want to hear about it, I have really good news. One of the benefits of having been really ill is I've actually lost a lot of weight since the last time I spoke to you. I think last time I'd put on about half a stone. I have lost all of it in 2 weeks, and a little bit more. I've lost 8 pounds. And, you know, some of that has been because I've been deliberately making good choices. Some of it has just been because I was really ill last week and didn't really want to eat. You know, there was a few evenings when I just didn't have the evening meal because I didn't want it. So, yeah, it's been really good. I still haven't done much in the way of exercise, even less, in fact, at the moment. Like I said, I got the bus home from school earlier when I would normally walk because it's all kind of settling in here. It makes it really tricky to breathe. I did the school run on Monday. I attempted to walk home. Luckily Kelvin was at home. I did the school run because he had an appointment, a telephone appointment in the morning. But I walked back to the co-op, which is about halfway home, and I knew luckily at that point that his call would have finished, and I had to message him and say, look, can you come and get me? I can't carry on. This is killing me. I just couldn't breathe. Even now I'm still, yeah, it's tricky. So yeah, sucks that I've been ill. Great that I've lost weight. I must get back on the exercise, but I just want to wait until I'm feeling fully better before I do too much. Yeah, I have had a bit of a walk this morning from the bus stop to school and back again. Yeah, it's probably 20 minutes and I wasn't slow. I need to go into town tomorrow, so yeah, there'll be a bit of walking around there. So it's not like I'm doing nothing, but I'm not deliberately exercising. Right, enough chatter. Let me have a slurp of tea. That is starting to go cold. I will power on. Enough chatter. Let's move on to finished projects. I have got 4 to show you. What shall I start with? I'm going to start with Ned's birthday present because I'm pretty proud of it. I'm proud of all of these. But I literally finished this. Where are we? 2 hours ago? Maybe a bit less. Just realised, before you start worrying, Ned's being picked up by a granny today from school. That's why I'm recording now. Did the school run this morning, but his granny's picking him up. He's going to her house for tea, and then she'll bring him home at about 6. So I've got plenty of time. And I'm not just abandoning my child. Yes, birthday present. By the time this goes up on YouTube, it will be Ned's birthday, so I can show you this. Because even if he does see the video, it doesn't matter. That's the wrong bag. Hang on. Oh, out. I'm not 100% happy with the face. Oh, and he has got a tear track of fabric glue because I had to do felt. I made Pikachu. And you know, it's turned out pretty well, I think. He's not perfect, but Ned won't care. And it is mostly just his face, actually, that I'm not keen on, which, okay, is fairly crucial, but I like his cheeks. I've needle felted the cheeks. The eyes are pieces of felt that I've stuck on, hence the fabric glue. I had a slip and I wasn't able to get it off before it started drying. And then the nose and the mouth I just embroidered with a bit of black embroidery thread, but the little fuzzy cheeks, big rosy cheeks, are needle felted on. And yeah, I'm really proud of him. I love his ears and I love his tail and his stripes. I just think he's turned out really well, and he almost stands up on his own. He needs a bit of kind of wiggling into place, but he's cute. So I'll sit him. Where can I sit him? Can you see him if I sit him there, prop him up on the keyboard? What if I go this way? No, that's worse. There you go. Sit there, Pikachu. There we go. While I tell you about him. So, the pattern is from this book, which is Pokemon Crochet by Sabrina Summers. I was excited when I saw this book. I thought, excellent, Ned really likes Pokemon. Loads of his friends do. I can see myself making a bunch of these, and I probably will make a bunch of them. But I have to say, the way the patterns are written, or at least the way the Pikachu one was, I assume it's the same for all, isn't especially clear. I ended up having to basically type out the entire pattern in terms that made more sense to me. So that was a pain. I'm sure I will use it again because the patterns do work out well. Where's the pictures for the Pikachu one? Yeah, I'm trying not to show you the whole pattern because it is, you know, a book. There we go. So my, he doesn't look too dissimilar to the pattern, does he? I have not used the recommended yarn or anything like that. I have used different yarn altogether. You will see, I'm sure, that he is a little bit sparkly, which was an accident, but I quite like it. I didn't mean to buy sparkly yarn. I didn't even realise I had done, although I should have done from the name. But I quite like it, and I think Ned will be okay with him being sparkly, so I'm sorry. I have used Premier Pixie Dust Brights in yellow and black, and then Jubilee Yarn Chenille in a dark brown colour. I don't know if it's called dark brown. That's the stripes and its taily bit at the bottom. The Premier yarn, it's fine. It's a little bit tricky to work with, just because it's not one of those smooth velvety chenilles. It's quite a fuzzy one. It's kind of somewhere between chenille and fake fur, and so it does not enjoy being frogged. For one, if you make any mistakes and you have to rip them back, just be careful. And yeah, just tricky to see the stitches, but you know, I managed. It's fine. The other yarn, the Jubilee, difficult for different reasons. Very smooth, very velvety, but sheds very easily, so just things to be aware of. I used a 3.5mm hook, one of my trusty tulip yarns, of course, and in total I used 98 grams of yarn, which is 241 yards apparently. Most of that was yellow. There's only, I think it's less than 10 grams each of the black and the brown. So, no, less than, yeah, 5 grams of the black, 7 grams of the brown. So the majority of that was yellow. I'm going to cough again, hang on. Right, what was I saying? I've told you all about it, haven't I? I've told you all the important information. It was quite fun to make. I will say, actually, I think I quite like making... Can't get me in shot. This way. That's because I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, when it comes to making amigurumi, chunky yarn is my new friend. I'm not normally a fan of anything above a DK weight yarn, really. But for making amigurumi, yeah. Not only, obviously, are they bigger, but because they're bigger, all these little fiddly bits are less fiddly than they would be otherwise, and easier to stuff. Obviously, it takes more stuffing, which isn't ideal, but hey, that's the payoff you get, isn't it? Oh no, that's a bit of thread that's come out. I'll just sort that out before I give it to him. Give it a once over before his birthday on Friday. But yeah, overall, I've enjoyed making him despite the issues with the pattern. And I think Ned's going to be very happy. Right, next project. Back in there, Pikachu. Right, I need to dive down. Excuse me for a moment. So, here we have another gift. Another amigurumi. For my lovely friend Kath. Keep on just in the way. There we go. This is Dottie. Doing it again. Hold on this side. I think I spoke about her last time. I can't remember how far I'd got. But she's all done. I have embroidered the eyes using techniques from a tutorial by Cassandra at Craftably Ever After. I am so grateful for that tutorial. I'm not usually any good at all at embroidering eyes. Look at those. Could they be better? Yes. They are by far the best I've ever done. And so much like the actual Dotties. So Dottie was Kath's real life dog. She died last year. And even I was devastated. Dottie was lovely. So yeah, obviously a hard time for Kath and her family. It just so happened that about the same time I had already downloaded this pattern for something else I was working on, and I left it a while, but then just after Christmas I asked Kath if she'd like me to make her a little mini Dottie, and she said yes, absolutely, yes please. So I have done. Here she is. She's not exact. Dottie had more sort of patches of darker brown on her, but she's a nice little memento, I think. And it just so happens that Kath's birthday is also coming up very soon. I think it's Monday. It's within the next week anyway. So I can give this to her as a birthday present, which is lovely. So you're not going to be able to see her if I put her down, are you? Oh no, there we go. So the information for this one, where has my book gone? There we go. This was again a lovely pattern to make. The pattern is Barclay the Beagle by Theodore and Rose. I should have said before, now that I've updated projects onto Ravelry, in the description for each project I'm just going to put a link to the Ravelry page, and that will have all of the information that you need. So you'll be able to link directly to the pattern from there, if it is one that I can link to, and the yarn, and all the other information. There'll be some little notes and that kind of thing. And that should make the description for the video a lot easier to navigate, which is cool. Yes, Theodore and Rose. I can't remember her name, pattern designer's name, but she does fantastic patterns, lots of amigurumi, and they're all wonderful. I've used a few of them before. The yarn is as recommended by the pattern. It is Stylecraft Naturals Bamboo and Cotton in Nutmeg, which is 7147, and Ecru, which is 7128. And I used 66 grams or 180 yards of the Nutmeg and 28 grams or 76 yards of the Ecru, which is a lot less than the pattern suggested I would need. So I don't know if that's a tension thing, if I used a smaller hook. Maybe I used a 2.5mm hook. I can't remember what was recommended, but I always go small for things like this. I find it helps a lot. So yeah, I've got a full ball of the Nutmeg and a bit left. In fact, let's show you how much I've got. I've got, yeah, that full ball of Nutmeg. Oh, dropping things. Plus all of that. And then, say maybe 2/3, probably more actually. Hang on, how much have I used of the Ecru? How much did I say? 38 grams, no. Yes, 38 grams, so yeah, just under 2/3 of that one left. So hey, there you go. Probably won't need as much yarn as the pattern says. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the leftovers of that, but I'm sure I will find a use for it. You know, I always do. More stash. But yeah, this is Dottie. Another one that was a joy to make. Really happy with how she's turned out. And again, even my sewing together of pieces is improving. It's you know, again, could be neater, but every time I make something like this I get a little bit better. So, and she's just so cute, so hopefully Kath will love her. We'll find out. I'm sure she will, and even if she doesn't, she'll say she will, because she's lovely. Right, what else have I done? Sorry, dipping down out of the way again. Right, a little one. Did I say last time that I was going to be making pouches and bags and things for taking to markets and probably putting in my shop at some point? I think I did. In fact, yes, because I mentioned the Dragon Scales pouch, I think, last time, which I've kept for myself in the end. This is the second pouch I've made. Again, I've just finished this morning. It does, I think, need a little bit of blocking, but it's looking okay, better than I thought it would actually. And this is just using the honeycomb stitch, which you can find many tutorials for on YouTube or online. I've got one plain side, I've got one coloured side, colourwork side. And this is using a Stylecraft Specialty K in French Navy for the, obviously, dark navy blue, and the green is called Meadow. That was the hook size. Again, I've got this all written down in one of my trusty little notebooks. Yeah, so Meadow is 1065, French Navy is 1854, and I used a 3.5mm hook because I wanted it nice and dense. Relatively quick project, it only took 5 hours. I didn't time the other two. And again, usage I've used of the navy 51 grams, which is 164 yards, and then only 14 grams of Meadow, which is 45 yards. So again, not a big amount. I've got I haven't got any of the navy left because that was already a partial ball, but I've got plenty of Meadow left for something else. And coughing again, sorry. So obviously the outside is crocheted, which is all my work, and then it has been sewn to a pre-existing zipped pouch. I think these ones were off Amazon, they might have been off Temu, either way. And as I have said before, at some point I will get the sewing machine out and practice and start making my own linings for this kind of thing. Partly because then I can make my own shapes and I can make the crochet bit first and then fit the lining to it instead of trying to do it the other way around, which should be easier. But not yet. It's a thing for the future. But yes, I'm pleased with this one. This is definitely going, like I say, I might just need a bit of a block, straighten out that bottom edge. And yeah, then it will go to my next market, which is coming up soon. I shall talk more about that at the end. Right, final finished project. I have finished my blanket stitch wrap. I think I mentioned last time it was nearly done. It's all done now. One moment. So, this is a project I've been working on for a very long time. I started it in, I know exactly, towards the end of November 2022, and I've just been working on it off and on as and when I've had the time and the motivation. And it's just the blanket stitch. There's no pattern. I did a chain for as wide as I wanted it, and then kept doing blanket stitch till it got as long as I wanted it. In the end, I have used 3 full cakes of Scapier's Whirl, which equates to 645 grams. It's heavy. Oh, 3,240 yards. So quite a big chunk of that yarn usage that I mentioned earlier. And the colourways I have used are Licorice Yum Yum, Blueberry Bam Bam, and Nighttime Bubbles, all with a 2.5mm hook. Now I suspect I'm going to need to stand up to show you this, at least in full, but I will start like this and we'll see what happens. Here it is folded. I need to take some photos of this, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. Because it is huge. It is huge. It's bigger. Alright, that's the width. That is the width. And before I stand up, let me take you through all the colours. Right, so we start here with the licorice, darkest part of the licorice cake. And it goes whoop, through all of that. Then we get to the lightest part, and then that joined into Blueberry Bam Bam. Oops, still Blueberry Bam Bam, still Blueberry Bam Bam. And then here we've got the transition from the blueberry into Nighttime Bubbles. And that carries on going all the way through. I'm just looking at my screen, that's why I'm looking off to the side. To here. Right, I'm going to see if I can move my chair without running things over and stand up and show you it in one go. I don't think I can get it all in shot still. There we go. So if I stand, can you still hear me? I hope you can. If I stand like that, I'm holding the very top edge, the other end is resting on the floor. So it is longer than I am tall. And it's gorgeous because it is cotton. It's lovely and drapey. Warm without being too warm. I can do fun things with it. It would be perfect for chilly mornings, for chilly evenings. But yeah, I can probably take this on the school run, for example, keep the chill off without getting too warm. Right, I'm just going to wear it like this and see how long I can keep it on for. But that's that. I think I've told you everything about it. The main thing really that's left to say is that now I don't have a big, like, time filler project. That's not strictly true. I've got my chaos blanket, but it does fulfill the same purpose, but at the same time, this is something I was making for me that I actively wanted to wear. The chaos blanket is just using up scrap yarn. And don't get me wrong, I love a good blanket and that will be used, but it's not the same. So I might have to find something else that I can just pick up and put down as I go. But that's it. That is all my finished projects. You know what I mean. So I'm going to have a quick coughing fit and then I will move on. Okay, works in progress. I will start with a quick update on my spinning. Here it is. It is growing slowly. This is still the Shetland wool. This is for the 100 days project hashtag on Instagram. Almost certainly on other places as well, but I know it best from Instagram. Hang on, it's just come unwound a little. There we go. Right. Pardon me. That's not holding very firmly and I don't know why. Sort that out later. I have done a little bit most days. I did accidentally miss a day earlier this week. But yeah, still going strong. I'm becoming a little more consistent again. So continued improvement and I'm still really enjoying it. I haven't done as much as I have done in previous updates because I've discovered something new. It's just gone really bright outside and that's probably going to affect the light because the window is right there behind you. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yes, I've discovered a new craft which has taken up some time and attention, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So this has suffered a little, but I have still been working on it. Right, other works in progress. I'm going to have to take this off, it's getting in the way now. Let me do a chair drape thing, then you can still sort of see it. Maybe, except I'm in the way so you can't, but never mind. Right, things that you've seen before. Sacred space. Again, of course, this isn't all my works in progress, this is just the ones I'm actively working on. I've done quite a few rows on sacred space now. I am still on part 7, I think I was last time that I spoke to you. Where's my little notebook gone? Here it is. Yes, I was still on part 7, but I'm now on to round 98. I've finished the corners. So I'm back to working all the way around the blanket, which I much prefer. Unfortunately, the current round does involve, hang on, UK double treble stitches, which I think is a US treble, which I do not enjoy. I do not like them, they are horrible, but that's just how it is. So I'm not going to hold this all the way up to show you all of it, but I will just show you the last few rows, what the corners are looking like. Here we go. Yeah. So it is coming together quite nicely. These horrible big long stretchy things are the double treble stitches. I just don't like them. There's been a lot of them in these corners. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to see the back of them soon. This is using Scapias again. It was a whirl, this gradient bit from the middle all the way out to here is Scapias whirl in dark grape squish, almost 2 whole cakes of it, and then the corners and the edging now is in a whirlette, which is in the colourway plum. This is the second cake of that I'm using. I have a feeling I'm going to need more. So we'll see, because there are still, I'm on part 9, no, I'm on part 7. I think there's a couple more rounds of part 7 to go, and there's part 8 and part 9. So slow and steady, and yes, it's using a lot of yarn, but that's fine. And it is so pretty. So pretty. Hang on. Hold it like that, you can sort of see a bit of the sort of sectional. No, that's not, I was not doing that very well. Here we go. There, look. It's a section all the way through. So that's that. Plodding along. There's not really a lot else to say about that one, I don't think, except for the most part, I'm enjoying it. I just have to be in the right frame of mind for it, because I need to be able to concentrate a bit, at least at the beginning of each round while I'm getting used to the repeats. So that is a thing. What else am I working on? The present for my brother, which I've said I won't show this time. Big colourwork blanket. I think I showed you all the colours last time. Possibly. And so the other thing, oh, two more. There's another crochet project, which I just started yesterday. I think I said last time that I was thinking of starting this. And this is the very beginning of the Moonlit Shawl, which is by Sandra Paul of Cherry Heart Designs, I think she's called. Very simple at the moment. It's just steadily increasing. This will be a crescent shaped shawl. I'm making it in a cotton yarn, 4-ply cotton yarn, so it'll be nice and lightweight and drapey, nice kind of summer shawl thing. I'm intending to get this done in time for my next market, possibly even another one, because I think it'll be a good thing to have on the stall. Not 100% certain on the yarn, because it's a deconstructed gradient cake that's separated out all the colours. The others here, there's that part from it that's a bit brighter than that in reality, but not by much, to be fair. And ooh, that one, actually that's showing up okay. And then the darkest bit that's left is that. Yeah, it's a bit of a deeper. I always struggle with reds on camera, don't know why. Especially orangey reds. So not my colours at all, which is why I'm making it for sale. It's a yarn from Hobby. It's either their Cotton Cakes or Sultan Deluxe. It might be the precursor to the Sultan Deluxe, which was Cotton King's Twirl, I believe. It's lovely to work with. It's an interesting one. I don't know how well you can see, but it's not twisted at all. Okay, I think that's mostly focused, which obviously means when you're working with it, it has a high tendency to split, which can be a bit tricky to work with. Take it slow and steady. I really like it. It does get frustrating when it splits a lot, but I love the feel of it, and I love the way it looks when it's worked up. And so for me it's worth it. Not to everybody's taste, I get that, but I really enjoy it. I've got loads of cakes of other colours in my stash over there. But yeah, it's working up so far fairly quickly. I think that's about an hour's work, that. And that was, I was still learning the pattern repeat. Not that it's very complicated for that bit, but still getting to grips with it. I'm using a 3mm hook, by the way, which is slightly smaller than the pattern suggests, but that's what I needed to meet the gauge suggestion for it. I think the pattern suggested a 3.5mm. So I'm actually really pleased that I needed a 3mm instead, because I don't know exactly where my 3.5mm hook is at the moment. It might be, in fact, I've just talked about it. It's in one of those project bags, isn't it, that I've just shown you. So yes, I got my 3mm out instead. This, incidentally, is one of my lovely project bags that I got from Jeanette at Crafty Clegs. She sent me 3, can you see the cat? not very well. Cats among the pumpkins. You can see it down there. Isn't it sweet? I love that fabric. So yeah, one of the 3 that I bought from her. It's only a little one. It's her sock size, but it's perfect for this little shawl, which is great. I think that is everything to say about that. I'm sorry if I'm particularly disjointed today. My head's a bit... whew. So, let me grab a couple of things and I'll talk about the last bit. So, as I was saying, I have discovered a new craft. I actually first discovered it a few weeks ago. And I thought, no, I don't need to get into anything else right now. Put it away, forget about it, put it to the back of your mind. And of course that didn't work. Hang on. I kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what, I only need to buy one thing to get started. Having watched a few videos and done a bit of research, and I knew I could get it cheap from Temu. So, of course I bought it and I've started. This is tambour embroidery, which is a form of embroidery that I think originates from sort of Southeast Asia, India-ish region. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And it's perfect for doing really, really intricate work. Sorry if I'm squinting, it's gone very bright outside and I've got a really rubbish blind, so it's really bright where I'm looking now. At least the washing will be dry. And obviously I am just beginning. I've just been doing some practice stitches. That was my first little practice that I did. How well is that showing up? Reasonably. Okay. It's commonly done on sheer fabric like this. This is some organza, which is just, it's actually an offcut. All of these are from offcuts from one of the organza bags that the wool warehouse sends their yarn out in. I thought that way I don't need to buy any. And then I did a little sample where I actually did a little design. There's my name, of course, and a little heart. I haven't taken it out of the hoop yet, so I don't know how well it's going to hold up. Don't know whether I'll do anything with it anyway, or that was just a little bit of a practice at the bottom. And then I've started on a bigger piece, and again I've just been practicing the stitch. Basically it's just one stitch, it's just a chain stitch, and that's the only stitch you need to know. And you just use it to make really intricate designs. I think the next thing I'm going to practice is sort of filling in some of these little shapes that I've made with like a different colour. It's all just worked with thread. These are cotton, but you can use anything. And some people actually say that like polyester ones are better because they're smoother. So, in fact, that's cotton. That might be polyester. I'll have to check. But I've got a few more colours of both. I have discovered that much as the really fine thread is obviously very fiddly, using the finer hook is easier. It doesn't snag as much in the fabric, which I suppose is to be expected. And how it works, basically, it's very similar to punch needle work, but the needle that you work with, I'm sure I've heard somewhere or read somewhere that it's essentially the same as the needle in a sewing machine, and so it's like a really, really tiny crochet hook but with a pointed end. I don't know, I do know where it is, but it'll take me a minute to find it, else I'll show you, and it probably wouldn't show up well anyway, to be fair. And you put it, so with a punch needle, the yarn is threaded through the needle and you punch it into the fabric and pull it out and punch it in and pull it out, and the friction between the yarn and the fabric basically keeps it in place. With this, you hold the hook needle, whatever, with one hand, the thread with another like you would crocheting. So it's kind of like a cross between crochet and punch needle and embroidery. And I think the fact that I crochet has helped a lot with picking up the technique. I've still got a way to go, but it's come a lot easier than it might have done. Yeah, you push the needle through the fabric, wrap the thread around the hook, pull it back through to make a loop, pull that through the loop you've already made, move on, make the next one, and it's just making a chain stitch like a crochet chain but through fabric. If that makes any sense at all. I hope it does. So yeah, I'm just practicing, just playing around. I will at some point move on to having a go at more deliberate designs, and when I feel like I've got the hang of it, I can then start on beading, because this is really, really good for adding beadwork to things, and you get some stunning pieces of art basically that are a combination of richly coloured threads, metallic threads, of which I have a couple, and beads and sequins, and they're just beautiful. You see them on all kinds of things, tapestries, cushions, clothing. It's the sort of thing that I imagine would be amazing on bridal wear. You could use it to put some put some embroidery detail or beading detail on the bodice of a wedding dress, or on the edge of a veil, or something like that would look amazing. You could do all kinds of things. At the moment I'm just having fun with it, but I am definitely intending to progress this and get to a point where I can potentially sell pieces. We shall see. Obviously I know I said that about the punch needle and that's kind of fallen by the wayside. That is mostly because, to be honest, I was finding it difficult to get the really fine detail that I want, which I will be able to do with this once I've got the technique down. So watch this space. I don't know when I will next have an update for you. I do have lots of crochet projects that I do actually need to focus on, and this is a distraction, and because I'm new and I'm still learning, it's very slow. It will get quicker, and I can't afford to spend as much time as I'd like to on it, but hey, that's okay. It can just sit over there and I will have a little go every now and then. That is all my current works in progress. And as I said at the top, there's not a huge amount else to tell you about. My next cast on, a very quick section for you. I'm going to make more pouches, more bags. Well, not that I've done any bags yet, but more pouches, some bags. That's my intention next. I've already got a couple of big projects on the go, so it'll be nice to have a couple of smaller things that I can bang out in a couple of days, and hopefully have a few ready in time for the next market. I haven't got any specific patterns in mind or colours or anything like that, but I will just dip into my stash, both of patterns and yarn, and see what I come up with, and hopefully have some more to show you next time, which I think will be just before the market. And that's all of that. And as I said, there is nothing actively on my radar at the moment, and I have no acquisitions to show you. So I will move on to what is coming up and what my next plans are, and then we'll be done. So the most exciting thing is on Friday. It's Ned's birthday. He will be turning 8, which is mad. Utterly mad. It's the same day that this will be uploaded to YouTube, so if you are watching this on Friday or shortly thereafter, do feel free to wish Ned happy birthday in the comments. He will be ecstatic if he sees that people have done that. He doesn't access this channel much, but he will quite often use my other YouTube private channel, to watch YouTube videos, and so he will see, for example, if I have more subscribers or if I've got any notifications or anything like that. On that note, I do have a couple of new subscribers. Thank you very, very much if it's you. I am so thankful. I really, really appreciate it. It's just lovely to see that little number slowly going up. So thank you very much. And Ned was thrilled. Every time he sees it, he goes, "Mummy, oh no, there's no more." And then the other day was, "Mummy, you've got 15." So yeah, that's lovely. But yes, feel free to wish him happy birthday. When will I put this up? Probably in the morning. I know last time I did the evening, I don't know. I haven't really settled on a time. I might go back to the morning, just keep it for the morning for now. But even though it goes up quite early, I would imagine that by the time you see this, even if you watch it as soon as it goes live, he will have already started opening presents. So it should be a good day. We then have his party on Saturday. We are going to a laser tag party at Stockheld Park. It's outdoor laser tag, and Stockheld Park is a big, like, what would I even call it? It's not an adventure playground. It has adventure playgrounds in it, but it's like a kids' adventure activity place. There's an enchanted forest you can walk around, and a big soft play centre in it, and just lots of activities and stuff. It's a really lovely place to go, and they have sort of attached to it an outdoor laser tag place where you can have birthday parties. He has now been to 2 other parties there, the first one of which inspired him to want a laser tag party for himself, and it's not cheap, but it means it cuts out all of the organisation. So I have had to do nothing apart from get some party bag supplies together, and I need to buy a cake, and that's it, we're done. So that's very, very handy, and we're looking forward to it. We're then pretty much into May, which is Joan's family birthday month. So over the next few weeks, we've got Ned's birthday, his cousin Henry's birthday, his granddad Andy's birthday, his uncle Gareth's birthday, my dad's birthday on the same day as Gareth's, and then Kelvin's birthday right at the end of the month. I'm always exhausted and very, very broke by the end of May. But it's usually good fun. We are generally speaking pretty busy over the next, that whole month really. Not just birthdays, but all kinds of bits and pieces going on. So it's going to be a bit chaotic. But yeah, should be good fun. What else is coming up? I have got my, just before I next record, I have got my pre-operation assessment for my sinus surgery. The surgery itself is scheduled for June. I will talk more about this after I've had the pre-op, but there is basically going to be a couple of weeks from June, middle to end of June, basically the last couple of weeks of June, I may well be completely out of action. The recovery is quite intense. I'm having my face dug into, so and I think it's more, part of it will be physical recovery, part of it is don't expose yourself to the risk of infection. So we'll see what I'm up to. That is really a subject for another time, but just a little pre-warning that you might not see much of me in June. I will be recording my next episode for this podcast on the 8th of May, and that will be in the description as well, as will the date and location for the first craft market that I'm doing this year, which is a bit mad, which will be on the 11th of May, which is a Saturday, in Wetherby. So if you are in the area around then, please do come along. Okay, active plans. I need to get on with the present for my brother. Really, really do, because it's a big project. It's going to take ages and it's already overdue. And I really want to get it done. And as certain as I can be, as certain as I ever am, that he's going to really love it. So yeah, I need to get on with it. And making pouches and bags for the market, as I've already said. and the shawl that I've started, and possibly another one again for markets. I haven't written anything else down, but there are other things I need to do, really. Like, there's a few more updates for the website that I want to get done. Thinking of more things to put us benefits on Ko-fi for my lovely monthly members that I hope you will soon be one of. I've got some old stock in my stash over there, which I need to go through and decide, do I still feel like it is saleable? If it is, it needs to go on my shop. If it isn't, I need to throw it out or frog it or donate it to charity or something. Clear a couple of cubby holes. And yeah, just generally keep tidying up, keep prepping for the market that I am organising in June, beginning of 8th of June. Fill up the remaining spaces for vendors, start promoting it, and get myself sorted because I'm not even remotely prepared. I'm not even prepared for this market in May. It's just I'm gonna wing it. It'll be fine. And that's it. I think that's what I've got planned. Yeah, so do offer up any opinions and ideas and feedback that you have about the Ko-fi monthly membership. Anything else you'd like to see me do? If you want to see any specific... Oh God, my words are going. Oh, gone. If there is any specific content you would like me to start producing, then yeah, let me know. I'm not promising I'll do it, but I will certainly think about it. Any questions for me about anything? And just let me know what you're up to, what you're working on, what you've got planned for the next couple of weeks. Do go back into my channel and have a look at the latest Daily Crafty Chats video, if you get a chance. If you haven't already subscribed, I know everybody goes on about it all the time, it's really boring, but please do. It will take you seconds. It is completely free, won't cost you a penny. It will mean you never miss a video from me, and it will help my channel grow, and it will help YouTube to suggest content that you might actually like to watch for you. So there's benefits to both of us. You could also like this video, that would be lovely, then I know you've watched it. And yeah, do add comments, do go and visit me on Instagram, on Ko-fi. Where else can you find me? Ravelry these days. Again, all the links to projects will be in the description. Anything else that I think is worth mentioning will be in the description. If you want to know something and I haven't put it in there, do just ask and I shall reply to you and also add it to the description. And I think that is everything. So whenever you are watching this, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you do, anyway. Stay safe and take care, and I will be back in a couple of weeks' time. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye for now.